Today we're going to make some mini carrot cakes. You don't have to make a mini carrot cake. You could make a carrot cake loaf or a cake. It doesn't matter. But I've actually made these in little cases like this, all right? But I've actually bought some recyclable ones, which are plastic, which are really, really great. Because obviously you're saving the planet and you can use them several times and they come in different colours. So they're really good. Now, as ever, before you start, please wash your hands really well. Put on an apron, keep nice and clean. Okay, now this recipe is open to the usual interpretation, all right? So I've got some butter in here, which I've actually softened because it's rather cold today, all right? So I've softened the butter. I'm going to add the sugar, but you could use brown sugar if you like. It's up to you. I mean, brown sugar will give it a darker look at the end, all right? So you're going to mix that up. What I've done as well is I've taken some carrot and I've grated it. That is approximately 2 large carrots, okay? Again, use as much as you'd like. What I want to season this with is cinnamon, quite a lot of cinnamon actually. And also what I've seasoned it with is some ginger as well. I just kind of like carrot and ginger. I think it's rather nice. So it's probably about a teaspoon of cinnamon and about half a teaspoon of ginger. And then you're going to give that a really good mix. All right, don't worry if the sugar is a little bit lumpy, it's that time of year. Just give it a really good mix up. Now, the thing about this recipe is you've just got to remember that the carrot is wet, all right, because it's fresh. So I've got here a couple of eggs, 2 eggs. I'm going to whisk the eggs up. Get lots and lots of air in the eggs, as much as you can. It makes for a much, much lighter cake. So give that a good whisk up. I've also got some sour cream, which I'm going to add. I'm going to add a good dessert spoon of sour cream. It just gives it a better texture, I think. Baking powder, I've added a teaspoon of that into my self-raising flour, just to give it a bit more of a rise. Okay, now don't worry about this stage because you might find that the mixture curdles or starts to separate and split. Don't worry about that. That's because of the ingredients you're adding. So it's because of the wetness of the carrot. So give that a really good mix. Get it all in there. To be honest with you, I think I'm actually going to add a little bit more cinnamon to that because it doesn't look to me as though it's got enough cinnamon. You could also add some sultanas or raisins, but don't forget, if you do, soak them first. Always soak dried fruit first. Okay, so there you've got the mixture. Pour in the egg. All right, and then what I would suggest you do immediately is pour in half the flour so that the mixture doesn't curdle. And then it's just a question of bringing that all together, getting all the flour in, getting everything mixed in. The other thing you could use in this recipe again is some orange juice, a little bit of orange juice and a little bit of zest of orange. That gives it a very nice sort of tangy flavour. So that's all the flour in now. Give that a mix up. And then you're going to pop those into your cases or into your tin. And you're going to bake that. And that's how the mixture should look. So it's quite thick. It's not sloppy. And I'll just pop one of those into here so you can see how it is. I'm going to use just a dessert spoon and the good old magic finger, which is nice and clean. And you want to fill these literally what I call 3/4 full, not right to the top, because with the baking powder, we know that they are going to rise. So you want And also with the heat of the oven, they will sink down. You don't need to spend a lot of time pushing them down or anything, because that will happen when they cook. And then you want to pop those into an oven, about 180 degrees, a fan assisted oven, and they'll probably take about 20 minutes, but you will have to keep an eye on them because it will depend on how many you put in, and obviously the size of the little cupcake cases. So there you have it. Enjoy.